film with friends, missing VHS videotape repeating.
Hey there everyone. Today we're looking at the 1999 Anchor Bay release of the director's cut to Dawn of the Dead, 1978. Anniversary edition and director's cut. It's an interesting cover there. It kind of plays off the original movie poster with the various shades of color. This is one I did not buy off the shelves. I think I bought the 2-tape slipcase with the opening flap, which we've seen on this channel before. Just thinking, I just did the video for Phenomena, and I was mentioning how my original copy I loaned to somebody and never got back. Ironically, coincidentally, this version came from that same person. I was helping him clean out his storage unit that was just full of movie memorabilia and posters and film trailers and all sorts of just film-related detritus, and this was one of the things we found. He asked if I wanted it, and I said sure. So, because this is one of the versions I never owned. I said I have a bunch of different versions of Dawn of the Dead on VHS, DVD, Blu-ray, etc. But this is one I always wanted but could never find, because for a while this copy would sell for like, I don't know, 40, 50 bucks at places like vintage stock and used places. So this is a cool copy to have. We actually watched this on VHS at my home a few years ago, like right around the time that Romero passed. I put the original Dawn of the Dead one sheet up in my poster frame in the living room, and then we watched this and the Night of the Living Dead kind of back to back. So yeah, that same friend who gave me this gave me original Dawn of the Dead one sheet, and at one point I had an original Dawn of the Dead 35mm trailer, but those have gone bye-bye because I needed some money a couple years ago. But big fan of this movie. I still haven't watched the original versus the theatrical cut versus the European cut to really know what the true differences are, but I know that the director's cut is the one that I've seen the most. So I do have that 4-disc DVD set that has all the different versions of it. But Night of the Living Dead, of course, is a classic. Dawn of the Dead, I think, is the penultimate out of all of them. It's one of the most enjoyable to watch. And Day of the Dead I really enjoy too, for its own. I think the character building in Day of the Dead is probably the best out of all of them. But Dawn of the Dead I think is the most fun to watch as far as the gore effects and everything. Again, this is a movie that I first heard about on an old TV show called Movie Magic, which I believe was on the Discovery Channel. And it just showed like featurettes of like how they did special effects for movies, and they talked about Dawn of the Dead and Day of the Dead. And that's how I went and started tracking those down. But this is one that I've shown digitally at a theater before. And last I knew, there's like some sort of weird rights issue with this one, where it's hard to tell who actually owns the theatrical rights to it. So it's kind of one we just showed and charged money for, and just kind of like put the money aside and hope that whoever actually owned the rights, if they came a knocking looking for a check, that we'd have the check for them. What's interesting is that this actually presented full frame, and it's not a widescreen version. And the only thing special on, there's no special features except for there's a trailer for the Monroeville Mall, which is the mall they filmed it at. And I think I actually have ripped the case, or this copy, the bonus feature, the Monroeville Mall, so you can see it here on this channel. That's a cool poster. So out of all the George Romero stuff, of course, I think like most people, Dawn of the Dead is up there. One of his best, one of his most enjoyable. It's probably my favorite of the original Dead trilogy. Of course, he went on to make a lot more: Land of the Dead and Survival of the Dead, Die of the Dead, etc. But Dawn of the Dead, I think, stands up there with the classics. I used to own a 35mm copy of Night of the Living Dead, and I was able to project that for a while. That was pretty fun. Well, what do you think? Do you guys seen this in theater? Do you see it digitally, 35mm? Do you own this copy? Do you own the DVDs? Do you own the Blu-rays? Let me know in the comments below. Love you guys. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and peace.